Russian company UC Rusal, the world's largest producer of aluminium, met with the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources officials yesterday to discuss possible opportunities to explore and export bauxite from Fiji. John Hannigan, chairman of Rusal Australia, said at this stage they are looking at what options are available to them to export bauxite to their refinery in Queensland, Australia.
Rusal, UC Rusal, United Company Rusal, is a global aluminium producer, the largest in the world. It has a strategic interest in bauxite and is exploring options in the Pacific and in Southeast Asia in terms of supplying its requirements in Australia at the Queensland Alumina Refinery, where it has a 20% interest in the joint venture. We're relying in this instance on the early work of Alcan, the further work of Arran exploration, and potentially, as we said, being an off-take customer for Jinfar should it develop capacity beyond its own requirements. And we're interested to talk to the Lands Department to see what other prospective areas might be available. Fiji has a bauxite resource yet to be fully determined, although there's been significant exploration over the years, ranging from Alcan to more recently Arran, and now Jinfar has signed an agreement with the government. We're interested in potential bauxite supply for our refinery in Queensland. So at this stage we're meeting with the government. We met with the Attorney General this morning and we're meeting with the Secretary of the Lands Department today to look at other options for potential bauxite resources within Fiji.
Mr. Hannigan said there are options to either buy bauxite from Jinfar, who are mining the aluminium ore in Bua, or to mine themselves.
Well, there are options for us to be an off-take customer for Jinfar if they so decide, and we're looking at then other options to supply our own needs. But that's a long way from anything other than the initial discussions and determining what other potential areas might be available in Fiji.
He said Fiji is a perfect fit in terms of shipping services to their refinery and their business interests.
Fiji is a natural fit. It's got good opportunities to ship directly to Gladstone, where the refinery is located. We do have an MOU in Indonesia with Antam. We also have a memorandum of understanding with the Vietnamese government. So we are looking in the region and it's important that we find the best strategic fit for our business interests.
The three-member Rusal delegation was met by the Acting Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources, Penny Mbale-Nambuli, and his team yesterday. Mr. Mbale-Nambuli assured the delegation that the ministry will look into how they can best accommodate their interests.
The Public Service Commission has announced a number of senior executive service appointments as part of its efforts to reorganize and strengthen the work of respective ministries, departments and agencies. The PCA Chairman Josefa Serulanglangi said these appointments had been made following the due process with concurrence of the Prime Minister, as is required under the State Service Decree 2009.
In this regard, the following appointments have been made. Mr. Manasa Baningi has been appointed the Permanent Secretary for Sugar in light of the Prime Minister's decision to establish a dedicated ministry for the sugar industry. Lieutenant Colonel Inia Serui Ratu has been temporarily being promoted to act as Permanent Secretary for Provincial Development and National Disaster Management. Major Eli Modeitha will take over the post of Commissioner Northern on an acting basis. Major Modeitha was the commanding officer for the Republic of Fiji Military Forces Force Training Group and has extensive experience in all matters pertaining to military operations and training. Both the above positions will be advertised to allow substantive appointments to be made through the due process. Mr. Penny Ratumaitavuki has been reappointed as Commissioner Central following his re-engagement upon reaching retirement age. Major Ned Taito has been appointed General Manager of the Colonial War Memorial Hospital. Major Taito held the post of Director Finance, Logistics and Acquisition at the RFMF. Prior to this, he was the RFMF Chief Staff Officer and Human Resources. He also served as a team leader in the recent functional review team covering the Ministry of Health. Mr. Cyril Lengelangi said appointees possess the requisite knowledge, skills, and experience required for such SES-level positions. He said the PSC is confident that they will contribute immensely to achieve the required reforms as well as the work program as set out in the respective strategic and corporate plans of the ministries and departments concerned. The appointments are effective immediately.
Stay with us. The Department of Environment launches its new green tax initiative and revitalizing Naboso agriculture to what it used to be.